Hello, my friend. Let me ask you something that might sound familiar. Have you ever had a bowl of yogurt for breakfast, plain or maybe with some fruit, feeling proud that you're making a healthy choice? But then an hour later, your stomach feels off? Maybe there's a bit of bloating, a little gas, or a strange heaviness that lingers longer than it should? You're not alone. Yogurt has earned a reputation as one of the healthiest foods for digestion, rich in probiotics, those live-good bacteria that are supposed to help us feel lighter, more regular, even sharper in the mind. And for many older adults, it becomes a go-to food, gentle, familiar, and easy on the palate. But here's the thing no one tells us: yogurt is powerful, but also incredibly sensitive. As we get older, our digestion doesn't work quite like it used to. Foods we once enjoyed together without a second thought can now stir up discomfort. Our stomachs produce less acid, our enzyme levels change, and our gut bacteria shift in balance. That means the way we combine our foods becomes just as important as what we're eating. Yogurt, though healing, can turn on us if we mix it with the wrong ingredients. And when that happens, we don't just lose the benefits, we might actually make things worse for our digestion. That's what today's video is all about. I'm going to show you 3 common foods you should never eat with yogurt, especially if you're over the age of 55. And don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. I'll also share 3 gentle, nourishing foods that combine beautifully with yogurt, helping you get the most out of every spoonful. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to enjoy your yogurt in a way that supports your gut, your energy, and your well-being. Let's get started. Let's begin with a simple truth: yogurt can be one of the most supportive foods for our digestive health, if we treat it with care. Yogurt is rich in probiotics, those beneficial bacteria that help balance the gut, support the immune system, and even influence brain function. For many people, especially those over 55, these healthy bacteria play a bigger role than ever. As our bodies age, the population of good bacteria in our gut tends to decline, making it harder for us to digest certain foods, fight off infections, and absorb nutrients effectively. But yogurt, despite its benefits, is also incredibly delicate. Think of it this way: yogurt is like a small team of hardworking helpers. You want to give them the right tools and environment so they can do their job well. But if you toss them into the wrong situation, say, surrounded by too much acid or heavy proteins, they'll struggle or even be wiped out completely. That's why understanding how yogurt interacts with other foods is essential. Here's what happens in the body. When you eat yogurt, the probiotics need to survive the journey through your stomach and reach your intestines, where they can go to work. The stomach, however, is a tough environment, filled with powerful acids that are designed to break down food. If we eat yogurt by itself, or with light, supportive ingredients, those probiotics have a much better chance of surviving. But certain food combinations disrupt this process. Some ingredients cause the yogurt to curdle in the stomach, making it harder to digest. Others increase stomach acid, which can destroy the probiotics before they even reach the gut. Heavy proteins and fried foods slow digestion, which gives bad bacteria more time to ferment food in the intestines, leading to gas, bloating, or discomfort. And fast-digesting fruits can conflict with yogurt's slower digestion, causing traffic jams in your digestive system. To make matters more complex, the digestive system changes with age. Around the age of 50, many people begin producing fewer digestive enzymes. The lining of the gut can become thinner or less efficient, and some people develop a condition called hypochlorhydria, low stomach acid, which further complicates food breakdown. So even combinations that might have worked fine in your 30s or 40s can now leave you feeling sluggish or unwell. This is why some people feel puzzled. But I ate yogurt with fruit for years, why does it bother me now? The answer isn't that yogurt has changed. Your body has. And instead of fighting against that change, the smarter approach is to work with it. When combined wisely, yogurt becomes a powerful partner. It can aid in regularity, reduce inflammation, support nutrient absorption, and help maintain mental clarity. But when combined carelessly, yogurt can actually undo some of those benefits, and in some cases, worsen the very digestive issues we're trying to heal. So before we dive into the list of food combinations to avoid, I want you to think of yogurt not just as a health food, but as a sensitive tool for healing. When used with wisdom, it becomes a gentle ally. But when used carelessly, it can contribute to the very imbalances we're trying to prevent. In the next section, we'll take a close look at 3 common food groups that should never be combined with yogurt, especially for older adults, and explain exactly why they cause trouble. Let's take care of your gut by choosing what goes in your bowl with intention. 1. Citrus fruits and fast-digesting melons. Let's start with one of the most surprising, and most common, mistakes: mixing yogurt with fruit, especially citrus or melons. You've probably seen it everywhere. Supermarket shelves lined with strawberry yogurt, peach yogurt, blueberry yogurt. It feels like fruit and yogurt are a perfect pair: fresh, fruity, and seemingly healthy. But not all fruits are created equal when it comes to how they work inside your digestive system, especially as you get older. Fruits like oranges, grapefruits, pineapples, and even some berries are acidic. That acidity interacts poorly with the proteins in dairy, causing the yogurt to curdle, not just in your bowl, but in your stomach. When that curdling happens, it creates a thicker, heavier mass that takes more time and energy to break down. The result? Gas, bloating, and that heavy, uncomfortable feeling many older adults experience after what they thought was a healthy snack. Now let's talk about melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew. Unlike citrus, melons are not acidic, but they digest very quickly. In fact, traditional medicine systems like Ayurveda consider melons to be best eaten alone, because of how fast they move through the digestive system. When you combine a fast-digesting food like melon with a slow-digesting one like yogurt, it creates a timing mismatch. The melon gets stuck behind the yogurt in your digestive tract, and instead of passing smoothly, it starts to ferment. That fermentation can cause gas, stomach gurgling, and even loose bowels, especially in adults over 55 whose digestion has already slowed down. You might be thinking, but I've eaten fruit and yogurt together for years. That's true for many people. But remember, our digestive systems evolve over time. What felt fine at 40 can feel heavy and uncomfortable at 65 or 70. Let me tell you about Margaret, a friend of mine who's 72. Every morning, she had a bowl of plain yogurt topped with grapefruit slices. She thought she was being smart, low sugar, high in vitamin C, probiotic rich. But every morning, she felt nauseous and bloated. For months, she thought it was just part of aging. Then one day, she removed the grapefruit and replaced it with something warm and gentle. The bloating vanished. She was shocked and relieved. So what should you do instead? Instead of raw citrus or melon, try warm, cooked fruits that are gentler on the gut. One of the best options: cooked apples with cinnamon. They're easy to digest, soothing, and still give you that natural sweetness and fiber you crave. And they don't clash with the probiotics in yogurt, they actually support them. The key takeaway is this: not all fruit belongs in your yogurt bowl. Citrus and melons may be refreshing on their own, but when mixed with yogurt, they create confusion in your gut. And as we get older, the last thing our digestion needs is more confusion. Choose harmony instead. Your gut will thank you. 2. Meat and high-protein meals. Now let's move on to the second food group that should never be paired with yogurt: meat and other high-protein foods. This one might not seem as obvious. After all, yogurt is often served as a side at lunch or dinner, sometimes even used as a dip or sauce with grilled meats. But here's the hidden truth: combining yogurt with heavy proteins like beef, pork, chicken, lamb, or even eggs can place a major burden on your digestive system, especially if you're over 55. Let's break it down. Yogurt is already a protein-rich food. When you pair it with another dense source of protein, your stomach has to produce a large amount of acid to break everything down properly. For a younger digestive system, that might not be a big issue. But as we age, our stomach acid levels naturally decrease. That means our ability to digest complex meals, especially those with multiple heavy proteins, becomes weaker. So what happens when you eat yogurt with, say, a steak dinner? The stomach gets overwhelmed. Instead of digesting food efficiently, it slows down. That slowdown gives harmful bacteria time to ferment what's sitting in your gut, which can cause bloating, gas, heaviness, and even acid reflux. And here's the kicker: the surge in stomach acid needed to digest all that protein can destroy the delicate probiotics in the yogurt. That means you don't just feel sluggish, you also lose the very gut healing benefits you were hoping to get from the yogurt in the first place. A gentleman named Robert from Wisconsin wrote in to share his experience. He's 67 and had a habit of eating Greek yogurt as a side dish with grilled steak. He liked the balance of flavors, and figured it was a healthy addition to his meal. But afterward, he always felt bloated and tired, sometimes even a little nauseous. We suggested a simple change: enjoy the yogurt separately, maybe as a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack, at least 2 hours away from heavy protein meals. Within days, he wrote back saying he hadn't felt that light and comfortable after eating in years. Here's an easy way to think about it: your digestive system is like a fireplace. You can't throw in a giant pile of logs all at once and expect it to burn smoothly. You have to feed it gradually, giving it time to process. Yogurt and meat together are like overloading the fire, and when that happens, things start to smolder instead of burn clean. So the next time you enjoy a high-protein meal, let yogurt sit that one out. Save it for a quieter moment when your stomach isn't working overtime. That way, the probiotics in your yogurt can survive, thrive, and help you feel better, not heavier. Your gut deserves that extra care. 3. Spicy or fried foods. Now let's talk about the third food group that doesn't mix well with yogurt: spicy and fried foods. Now don't get me wrong, spice has its place. A little heat in a bowl of chili, a dash of curry powder, or a splash of hot sauce can add flavor and excitement to a meal. And let's be honest, fried foods, while not the healthiest, are comforting. Who doesn't enjoy a crispy treat now and then? But when it comes to combining spicy or fried foods with yogurt, especially as we get older, the results can be more harmful than most people realize. Let's start with spice. Spicy foods like chili peppers, cayenne, curry, and hot sauces can be highly irritating to the lining of the stomach, particularly in older adults who may already have a sensitive gut. These foods stimulate heat and can cause inflammation in the digestive tract. Now, yogurt is naturally cooling and mucus-forming. So when you pair something that heats the stomach with something that cools it, the body gets confused. That internal confusion can lead to indigestion, bloating, gas, and sometimes even acid reflux, often just minutes after the meal. You might feel this as a burning sensation in the chest or a heavy, sour feeling in the stomach. Now let's talk about fried foods, anything from fried chicken to crispy samosas or battered snacks. These foods are often cooked in refined oils and are very difficult to digest, even on their own. They're heavy, greasy, and tend to sit in the stomach for hours. When you add yogurt into that mix, it creates a sluggish, dense combination that slows digestion dramatically. This can lead to a whole host of issues: bloating, fatigue, joint stiffness, and even inflammation in the gut and elsewhere in the body. One of our viewers, Gloria, she's 65 and full of life, used to have a tradition every Friday night. She'd enjoy fried samosas dipped in yogurt sauce while watching her favorite movie. She loved it. But every Saturday morning, she'd wake up feeling foggy, bloated, and just off. We had a gentle conversation about her Friday routine and suggested she enjoy the yogurt earlier in the day, with something lighter. She gave it a try, and the next week, she emailed me, "I didn't just feel better, honey, I felt younger." That's the power of honoring digestion. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy something spicy or fried. Life is about balance. But if you do indulge, don't pair it with yogurt. Let each food have its moment. Yogurt is meant to be a healing food, not one that battles with the rest of your plate. So be mindful. If your meal is already rich, oily, or spicy, save the yogurt for another time, perhaps as a gentle snack later in the day. That simple shift can mean the difference between discomfort and feeling light, calm, and clear. After all, digestion isn't just about what we eat, it's about how and when we eat it. 1. Cooked apples with cinnamon. When it comes to foods that truly support digestion, few things are as comforting and effective as warm, cooked apples with cinnamon. This gentle, nourishing combination is especially ideal for older adults. Why? Because as we age, raw fruits can become harder for the body to process. The skin can be rough on the stomach, and the cold temperature of raw food can slow down digestion. But when you lightly cook apples, you soften the fibers and make them much easier on the gut. Apples are rich in pectin, a type of soluble fiber that acts as a prebiotic, feeding the good bacteria in your gut, including the probiotics found in yogurt. This means that apples don't just go well with yogurt in terms of taste, they actually help the probiotics do their job better. Now let's add a touch of cinnamon. Cinnamon isn't just a flavorful spice, it has natural anti-inflammatory properties and can help regulate blood sugar levels, something many older adults need to manage carefully. It also adds warmth to your digestive process, helping food move through your system more smoothly. But beyond the science, there's something deeply comforting about this combination. The smell of simmering apples with cinnamon can bring back memories of home, autumn afternoons, and cozy kitchens. It's food for the body, and for the soul. To enjoy it at home, simply peel and slice a couple of apples, simmer them gently in a splash of water for about 10 minutes, sprinkle with cinnamon, and let cool slightly before stirring into plain yogurt. The result is a soothing, easy-to-digest meal that will leave you feeling satisfied and cared for. 2. Ground flaxseed or chia seeds. Sometimes, the smallest ingredients bring the biggest benefits, and that's exactly the case with flaxseed and chia seeds. These tiny powerhouses are rich in nutrients that support gut health, heart health, and overall well-being, especially for older adults. Let's start with flaxseed. When ground, flaxseed becomes one of the best plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which are known for their anti-inflammatory properties. Inflammation in the gut can cause bloating, constipation, and discomfort, something many seniors are all too familiar with. Ground flaxseed also delivers soluble fiber, helping to gently bulk up stools and support regular bowel movements. Even better, it contains lignans, unique antioxidants that may support hormonal balance and protect against certain age-related conditions. Now let's talk about chia seeds. When soaked in liquid, like water, milk, or yogurt, they form a gel-like texture that soothes the digestive tract. This gel acts like a gentle lubricant for the intestines, which can be a big help for those dealing with constipation or irregularity. Chia seeds are also high in fiber, calcium, magnesium, and plant-based protein, nutrients that support strong bones, steady energy, and muscle health as we age. The best part? Adding these seeds to yogurt is simple and powerful. Just stir in 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed or chia seeds into a bowl of plain yogurt. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes as the seeds can soften and blend. You can even mix it the night before for a smooth, pudding-like texture by morning. This combination gives your body the fiber and nutrients it needs to keep digestion moving, and it creates the perfect environment for probiotics to thrive. It's a small step, but one that makes a big difference. 3. Cooked or soaked oats. When it comes to gut-friendly meals, few ingredients are as timeless and trusted as oats. Soft, warm, and nourishing, oats have been a staple in American kitchens for generations, and for good reason. When paired with yogurt, they create a powerful digestive duo that supports regularity, energy, and comfort. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a special kind of soluble fiber that helps lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and support the immune system. But even more importantly for gut health, oats are also a prebiotic food. That means they help feed the good bacteria, the probiotics in yogurt, helping them survive and flourish in your digestive system. Think of it like this: yogurt delivers the beneficial bacteria, and oats give them the food they need to stick around and do their job. But preparation matters, especially for older adults. Raw or dry oats can be difficult to digest and may cause bloating or discomfort. That's why it's best to either lightly cook your oats or soak them overnight. To prepare a warm, easy-to-digest bowl, cook oats on the stovetop with a bit of water or milk until soft, let them cool slightly, then stir in plain yogurt. The result is creamy, soothing, and satisfying. For a quicker option, try overnight oats. Mix equal parts oats, yogurt, and a little liquid, like almond milk or water, and let it sit in the fridge overnight. By morning, you'll have a gentle, ready-to-eat meal. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon or some stewed fruit, and you've got a balanced, digestion-friendly breakfast that supports your gut and helps you feel good all day long. Before we close, I want to take a quiet moment, not to teach, but to connect. If you've ever sat down to a meal thinking you were making a healthy choice, only to walk away feeling worse instead of better, please know this: you're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. What's happening isn't failure. It's your body speaking to you, asking you to listen more closely. As we age, our digestion changes, quietly, gradually, and sometimes confusingly. Foods that once brought us energy and ease may now leave us feeling heavy, bloated, or tired. And often, no one tells us why. That's why it can feel frustrating. You're eating yogurt. You're doing your best. And yet something still feels off. The truth is, our bodies are always changing, and they need us to change with them. That's not a sign of weakness. It's an invitation. An invitation to slow down, to simplify, to choose meals that don't just fill us up, but truly nourish us, body, mind, and spirit. Yogurt, when used wisely, can be one of those nourishing foods. It brings live probiotics to support your gut. It calms inflammation. It helps you feel lighter, clearer, and more balanced. But only when paired with care. When we mix it with heavy, fast, or fiery foods, we overwhelm both the yogurt and our digestion, and in doing so, we lose the magic. Today, you've learned which foods to avoid: citrus fruits and melons, which cause fermentation, meat and heavy proteins, which slow down digestion and kill good bacteria, and spicy or fried foods, which confuse the body's signals and create discomfort. But you've also discovered new, gentle ways to enjoy yogurt: warm cooked apples with cinnamon, a spoonful of ground flax or chia, or a bowl of soft oats, either cooked or soaked overnight. These are small, doable shifts, but they can make a world of difference. You deserve to eat in a way that supports how you feel, not just physically, but emotionally too. Because when your digestion is at ease, your whole body follows. Your energy rises. Your mood lifts. Your sleep improves. And there's a quiet confidence in knowing that you're caring for yourself with wisdom and intention. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for that bowl of yogurt, I hope you do it with a little more clarity, and a lot more kindness. Your body has been speaking. Now, you're learning how to listen. So, what can you do with all of this? Start small. Tomorrow morning, instead of topping your yogurt with citrus or grabbing it alongside a heavy breakfast, try something different. Peel and simmer an apple, sprinkle in a little cinnamon, and stir it gently into a bowl of plain yogurt. Or if mornings are busy, prepare a jar of overnight oats with yogurt, chia seeds, and a splash of almond milk before you go to bed tonight. Let it greet you in the morning, soft, cool, and gut-friendly. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. Just shift one habit. One bowl. One choice. The key is not perfection, it's attention. Noticing how your body responds. Noticing how certain combinations feel after you eat. Yogurt can still be one of the most healing foods in your kitchen, but only when it's paired with intention. So give it space. Let it shine. Let it nourish you instead of dragging you down. And if today's message resonated with you, if you felt like something finally made sense, I hope you'll share this video with someone else who might need to hear it. A friend, a spouse, a neighbor who's been struggling with digestion but doesn't quite know why. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to ElderSpark. We talk about things here that no one else seems to, about the changes that come with age, and how to meet them with knowledge, warmth, and grace. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to eat in a way that supports the life you want to live. And we're here to walk with you, one simple, healing habit at a time. Let's do a quick recap. Avoid mixing yogurt with citrus fruits and melons, which cause fermentation and bloating. Meat or heavy proteins, which slow digestion and destroy probiotics. Spicy or fried foods, which confuse the gut and create discomfort. Instead, pair yogurt with cooked apples and cinnamon for warmth and gut support. Ground flaxseed or chia seeds for fiber and healthy fats. Cooked or soaked oats for prebiotics and smooth digestion. Simple swaps. Real relief. Listen to your gut, and let yogurt work with your body, not against it.